welcome back to episode 86 of Card Chats. We're about to go live with details out of the west coast of Canada. We're going to talk about what's up with the hip-hop scene there. But we'll let him introduce himself, let him know, let him get to give you some info on what he's got going on up there. And yeah, hopefully it works. He's just jumped in. The last one didn't work. I'm hoping this one does. Or, as usual, my luck is shit. Oh, what's up, bro?
That seems to be working.
Yeah, it's working now. I don't know what happened with the other guy, man. It just didn't work at all. Like, it just kept saying, like, accept, and I'd accept, and then it just wouldn't show up at all.
Technology, man. It sometimes plays against you. It's all good.
Pain in the ass.
My friends there, Loaded Movement Academy, my old coach, Adam, in the chat there. Holler at me, Adam, if you're watching this, man. Sorry, this is your channel and everything, but I've been trying to...
Oh, go ahead. Say hello to everybody.
Oh, yeah, man. Thank you for having me on. Myself, I go by the name of Details. I'm out on the West Coast, beautiful Vancouver Island. As you can see, the sun's beaming down. I go by Details. Island Royalty is our team musically. Clothing brands. Hoodstock is the entertainment company. We're doing a few things out here and on multiple levels, and really starting to build some bridge work in terms of getting to the East Coast too, which is the plans for this fall.
I've been following you a few years, man. Like, I stopped making music myself in 2014, but a little. I know you were making music well before that, but I following you more around the 2017 and further on. And then when I got into the podcasting, I started following more, and I was waiting for the moment to hit you up and be like, all right, looks like he has a lot going on. I might as well hit him now.
Dope. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, man, it was like probably like an 8.5 year break. You know, it just came about that way. I went over to broadcasting school in Vancouver and ended up kind of getting really invested into that lane, and did a bunch of radio hosting and mixed martial arts broadcasting, kind of playing the Joe Rogan for Battlefield Fight League, which I'm actually back over there this Friday, just in front of UFC 289. They've got an event in Vancouver for Battlefield Fight League, and I'll be over there interviewing the winners of the 5 title fights. So I've still got a toe dipped into that broadcasting industry. But in about 2019, when I had closed my restaurants and I was living out in Alberta and kind of cleaning my life up and getting one foot in front of the next, I decided to start to write the music again, you know. And I never really stopped like rapping in my head, to be honest. I just stopped writing it down or recording it. And when I began to, I started realizing not only did I have a whole lot more to talk about, having gone through, you know, run a business and have it not be a super success. It ended up closing. It was a lesson, and having relationships come and go and finances come and go, and you know, battling and beating what was a 13 or 14 year pretty ravenous habit. All of that stuff. Hey, Ursula, how's it going? See you in the comments there. And finally, I had something to speak on. And my writing, my pen was way nicer for whatever reason. Maybe clear-headed, maybe just the broadcasting and learning how to be, you know, fluent in the language in different ways. I can kind of speak in different, we'll call it chameleon ways, where, you know, depending on the surroundings.
More articulation and stuff.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah, no, I feel you, because like I'm the same way. Like I haven't recorded in forever, but I have so many songs that I just have ready to go whenever I feel like getting back to it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just
cool. I came back and I only had about, you know, an 8 or 10 song little palette, and I won't play the old stuff. I'm just not interested in rehashing that vibe. It's a different time period. It's not who I am now. But now we're on music that as we've been putting out, I'm a few albums deep now and a bunch of singles, but ESQ and I are sitting on the nastiest music we've put together yet. And some of the features, the feature lineup is just insane. Like, we got, you know, Versus back from Complete, who's from Perth, Australia. He's just over touring Europe with Kripal very recently here. We got a feature.
And ESQ, actually, me and ESQ were supposed to do an interview a while back. Things kept coming in between it. I have to reschedule with them, but definitely have him on, because he's one person who really chooses his collabs well.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Him and Confidential, him and Flush and Fur.
100%. And we've got, we're calling it VI Kings, Vancouver Island Kings, but it looks like Vikings. And that's the second installment of Island Royalty, the musical collaboration. So that's going to be coming out later in the year, single by single. And, you know, that should do pretty nicely as it sits and marinates with the feature listing. In terms of live show, though, we're in Victoria tomorrow at Lucky Bar. We've got a basically damn near sold out show for Hip Hop for Paws. It's a thing we do annually for the dogs and cats. And
Is it Mo Dirt? Mo Dirt's at that one too, right?
Dirt is the co-main event. Yeah, that's right. So he'll be over. I think he's bringing Amy Chella with him.
Yeah.
And ESQ will be in the building, and potentially somebody else too. I'm looking at bringing one or two more friends with me. So we'll look and see how that looks. And tomorrow night we'll be rocking at Lucky, and then Friday night I'm in Van, and then we're back at it July 1st at Canada Day. We're going to be out at Sprout Lake doing a private party for a buddy of mine. It's his 40th birthday, and so he's rented this amazing retreat, and we get to go out there and rock a show, private party style for him. And then the Dave East tour makes its way, starts out west before it goes east, and we're on the Van and Vic dates for that on July 20th and 21st. 22nd, we're booked at what's called Sober Fest out here, which is a pretty big show. And then in August, we get kicked off with the tour that's going to bring us out to Halifax. And that's starting on August 16th. The city of Nanaimo has me hired for the summer wrap-up. And it'll be myself featured in the park. They do like 7 weeks of shows all through the summer. Okay. So hopefully the last one, it's well attended. And I'll get to go out and rock 45 minutes from my hometown. And that'll start me off on the way to go all the way to Halifax. And we already got shows booked in Fredericton, couple in Ontario through my boy Stack Scott. We're going to be rolling with Hinch down in Fredericton. My boys out in Montreal. I don't know how many.
Ottawa at all?
I'll probably be through Ottawa. Yeah, we're going to see if we can. There's an open date in the end of September. So maybe I'll have to holler at you and see if you know of a venue, 100, 125.
I could find you. I can find you a venue. I can send you a link right now. It's a free venue. The only thing that they ask for is cost for the staff and the sound man, and that's like $300.
Yeah, that's pretty much a standard going rate, and it's a music venue with a bar and the whole nine.
Yeah, it's a great venue too. It's legendary.
Yeah, something like that.
That's where Snack just performed when he was here.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. So if that's the fit, then let's go. My boy Aspects is from out in Ottawa. So
that guy too. I've known Aspects since when I was rapping, man.
Yeah, so it was dope. He was just out recently for a show.
Good old Broken Bridge Aspects.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, that old school Aspects. Like when he was
I don't know him from back then. I only just met him here, but made good acquaintance. And
he's a wonderful human being. He's one hell of a guy, man.
Yeah, man, his creative talent is out of control. The music he was playing me, he played me like 4 or 5 songs, and it was like 3 or 4 different genres of music in that for 5 songs. I was just like, holy shit.
When I was talking to Junk on my full-length podcast when he was the season premiere for season 3, we were talking about Aspects, and everyone says the same thing, like you don't need a radio or a jukebox or anything if you have Aspects in the van with you.
100%, dude. Yeah, 100%.
He's always making music, man. No matter what he's doing, he'll be talking to you and making a song out of it.
Yeah.
I love him for it, man. Like nothing can stop him. And his daughter's amazing at what she's doing now too.
What's she up to?
She's singing too, like with him. Like they have some great stuff out together. Check it out.
Show me some of those records and not mention that. Yeah, he's dope, man. So we got something we're working on musically as well. So when we're out in Ottawa, if he's home, I'm sure he'll be out. And then we're trying to see about getting a Winnipeg date in. We've got BC and Alberta and the island all locked down. The announcement for that tour, what is it today? Wednesday, Thursday, probably the end of next week. Can expect to see some official releases and see exactly what's going on. And when it is in your city, I think it's the 3rd week of September is when we're going to be out in southern Ontario there.
Mm-hmm.
And then last week of September, we're out in the Maritimes, Fredericton, Halifax, all that kind of
I love Halifax. I got some friends out there. I'll get them to go pop into the show.
Yeah, hey, all right. Well, that's what's up. Yeah, as soon as we got that. That's one date I don't have locked, but I do have the venue, so I got to call them up tomorrow and give them a show. What's the difference in time out there? Like 3.5 hours from the west?
Now I'm 3 hours from you, so like right now it's 9:34.
What about out in no, in Halifax. So
Oh,
there
it's
another.
only an hour difference. Like I had.
Yeah, so it's 10:30. I got 4 hours. I'll have to account for that in the morning when I holler at them.
Yeah, but they're all morning people there, so you'll be all
Yo.
right.
Yeah, man. So I'm just looking forward to taking a few days off the phone. I'm going fishing next week. People that know me know I post photos and videos of me out fishing, catching big halibut and salmon out off the coast of Vancouver Island and shit like that. So looking forward to doing that. But first, duty calls tomorrow, and we'll be rocking. I got to do another live after this and give away a set of tickets, and then we'll be doing that tomorrow night.
I need to get my hands on some of that Hoodstock merch for the artist wall, man.
Man, I got a whole lot of stuff happening. Actually, my press room is right here for clothing, and I'm doing a bunch more up tonight. A bunch of adult and kids t-shirts and stuff. I got some hats. I got more hats coming in the new era, flat brim. Yeah, hoodies and pants and all that stuff will happen again in about September. For right now, it's mainly hats and t-shirts and a little bit of accessories. We're working on getting some slides done. Actually, I was talking to the guy today. He's out of Colorado, and they're going to send me up a couple of samples and excuse me, see if that's the case. I mean, I don't know, those, slides, they're supposed to be about $50 a pair. And I'm like, yo, is that too much? Like, I went and looked at Jordan prices, and they range from like 40 to 85. So, it's a bit of a novelty item, right? It's not
Yeah,
something you get made for cheap. And if
but
you get cheap,
get a limited amount and sell them at the best margin you can. And I mean,
well, I would sell them at $50, and I'm
yeah.
truthful in a hell of a lot less. 1 second, I got to let my dog in the house. Come on, Brenda.
So
Get in there. Get in.
he's always welcome to join.
Brenda's had enough. Brenda's had enough to be awesome. So am I. That's awesome. Proud of you. Hey, thanks, Ursula. I appreciate that. So yeah, we're running on all cylinders right now.
Yeah, you're
The
always
idea.
working. That's one thing I can definitely say, bro. You're always working. I've always see you working. So
Yeah, thank you, man. That's the only way we're gonna get there. Truthfully, man. There's a lot to do to try to get
I
what I
just
consider the hardest job in the world.
I just like being able to just give a platform to whoever wants to come on and talk. And I mean, if they're willing to come on and talk, then so be it. Like.
Straight up. No,
And
that's what's
I
up, man.
offer to anybody. There's no like no restraints on it. I mean, like unless you're a dickhead or something to me, then I'm just like, well, like
That's only fair.
I'm not gonna be a fucking doormat. I'm gonna be an open door, but I'm not gonna be the fucking doormat.
It's good to have a platform that we can holler at some people on the East Coast with and let people know that are out there.
Anytime.
What's up, people that are out there? They can get a glimpse into what it is that we're doing out here and understand a little bit more about myself and ESQ. And when we come out there, we're looking to have full rooms. We're not as worried about ticket sales. Like, it's about filling up the room and making sure we got a party in every city we go to, because that's what we're all about. We're gonna have the merch booth juiced, so if people are coming out, it's going to be a very minimal cover charge, if at all. Very minimal, very minimal. And then hop over to the booth and pick up a Hoodstock t-shirt. We'd rather see.
If you're in Ottawa, I'll definitely pull through, and we could get like a whole sit down
100%.
interview.
Yep. Yes,
Buddy.
we'll do it together, right? Like, we'll both sit with
That's
you and do like a fun.
Yeah,
Right?
like the whole crew that's with you. We just do the whole thing.
100%. Yeah, we'll have our DJ.
Ottawa recap and an interview.
Say what?
An Ottawa recap / interview.
Yeah, because we'll have done a month worth of shows at that point too, right? So we'll be thick in the tour.
Yeah, and if you have any footage that you could throw in on it, then we just make one giant collab out of it.
Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna do a couple things tour that we didn't do last time. Shooting a music video is one, using some of the footage, from the actual tour itself as a music video platform, and then just the fact that we get to go past the prairies and end up seeing Eastern Canada. We're not going to drive, I don't think. We're going to be doing some flying back and forth. But once we get out east, we're going to hang out for the couple of weeks and do Ontario and Quebec and all that, and spend the couple off. Probably link up with PJ, link up with Young Stitch, and shoot some videos and shit like that. We got music.
that's what I got. Me and Young Stitch go way back too.
Yeah, I got music. We got music ESQ, both those guys. So we got to get videos shot while we're out there, and potentially a couple more as well. Potentially a couple more collabs.
That's my guy. I'm proud of that guy, man. He's done some great things this year.
100%. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. The records that we're working on right now involve a bunch of Canada's top ones, and then some of the guys out of the US as well. So as soon as we start getting close to these being mastered, hey, what's up, Josh Silstra in the comments there? As soon as these are getting mastered and put out, be looking forward to that. It's probably a month and a half away.
That Island Royalty Reloaded project that you just released what was it, a month or two ago?
Yeah, like few weeks ago, I think now, maybe a month ago at the most.
It feels like time flies with me with everything that I done. You know behind the scenes what I've mentioned. So
Yeah,
like,
100%.
like it's days, nights just turn into nights.
Yeah.
So
We just put it back out. It featured a new single. It was the same record as before, adding in a new single to it. The reason for it is I put it up before over a different platform uploader, and it just wasn't hitting on all the apps and it wasn't widely available. And so when I put it all up through through the DistroKid platform there, the uploader, it allowed me to just promote all the music at once a little bit easier rather than having it through different uploaders. It just ends up being a big pain in the ass that way.
yeah, definitely. And you have how many tracks were on that again?
17. I think 8, maybe either 17 with the addition of Boss or 18 with the addition of Boss. I forget which it is, but it's a full length record.
Yeah.
There's like 21 artists from up and down Vancouver Island on that record.
Do you have a top 3 of your favorite tracks on that? I know my favorite one is the one with Flesh and Fur. And runner up is the one with King Benz.
So do you mean the Crown Royal, the Cypher, or the first one, King Shit? King Shit has the hook on it. King Shit's one of the dopest ones.
Yeah, King Shit.
And then I like Paid Dues. Paid Dues is dope. The Home remix is fun just because Home Gladiator's a dope song. That might be the one you're thinking of with Benz. I don't know. Or if you're thinking of Crown Royal, the Cypher with Benz. That verse is probably one of the dopest verses on the whole project is Benz's verse on Crown Royal. That whole dope though, man, front to back. There's not a lot of filler on that album.
It's got a great replay value because there's so many artists that like you could get in tune with on it.
Totally, yeah. You can find 20 different artists to follow based on that project, right?
Saying that in the little post when I made about the interviews tonight, like there's like Zalia's on it, I believe too.
Yeah, Z's on it for sure. She's on the one Dave East show in Victoria. She's on as well.
Yeah,
we're fortunate. ITA and Peter Jackson and everybody.
Shout out PJ. I worked with Peter Jackson back in the day when I opened for Joe Budden.
We're dope. We're on the pair of shows for that Dave East tour, so that's huge, man. A lot of folks we don't get the opportunity to get outside of our own neighborhood for a show that big, so we're really appreciative and real fortunate. So shouts out to Justin and PJ and Val and everybody behind the scenes on that tour. It's going to be a big one, man. Dave East is a big name. So we're stoked on that.
And man, I love how genuine it is that like you said, you took your hiatus, you came back, you had a lot to say, but like you're still doing what like people should be doing. You're still helping others get put on as much as yourself, even though like you could put yourself first if you like in most people in hindsight, you could put yourself first because you've been on a hiatus. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you decide to you equally split it amongst your peers, which I find the West Coast, as much as I find the West Coast artists seem to say there isn't as much unity, I find from the East Coast or where I'm looking in from, it looks like you guys have more unity than we do out here. Just from perspective from different area.
Yeah. If I'm being honest, it's hit and miss. ESQ and I have got a real good thing going on and have for a long time, and a few others as well. But there's if I'm going to speak on it, to be honest, there's just different levels of professionalism in some of the artists out here. Sometimes it's a bit more of a hobby than it is a business, and for me it's very much a business. Like I don't have a 9 to 5 between clothing, music, live show hustles, all this other stuff going on. I don't have a day job. I don't want one. I'm trying to get to a point where I'm living thicker than I am right now, but right now I'm living just off of the music and that life. So that's hard to do. And if you have people around you doing the same or striving to do the same, you're not going to have the right caliber of teammates for everybody to win. So ESQ runs a business that is busy as shit, and he knows exactly what's going on. So, him and I have a great relationship, where he's busy sometimes with that day job. I'm crushing it in the music lane, and we both benefit from it 100%. My DJ, Brisla Music, same deal, right? So we have a great agreement there, but this year with details getting to some more prominence, I have had to put myself first a little bit more. And this tour is going to show that with ESQ and I headlining all the way to Halifax, that we can, we're capable of getting out on the road doing this with the numbers we've accumulated and the level of music we're putting out.
And I've seen the organic growth over the years too for both of you guys, and like that's organic. So I mean, like turning that into a crowd should be easy money.
So we want to get the right size. Right?
You would hope it'd be easy money. I mean, obviously time conflicts a lot of things, but in all reality, in retrospect, it should be easy money.
What we'll look to do is find the right venues. I would rather be, unfortunately turning people away from a 130 person venue than have 150 people in a 400 person venue. And it looks empty. You know what I mean? So it's
perspective. A lot of artists don't look at it that way because they're more focused on numbers, and they're always too focused on numbers. But like the math.
What did I just say though? Right? Some of us are doing it as a hobby, and others are doing it as a career. So if you're career focused, you're looking at, like I just said, man, I don't care about cover charges for getting in the club as much as I care about, hey, dude, that guy came over and bought a T-shirt for $30. Sweet. I'm fortunate enough to have all the things I need to make my own clothing. I have a decent profit margin on a T-shirt and a hat and all that stuff. I am do better if I'm selling a T-shirt to a client at a venue watching a show than I am to sell them a ticket for $10 or $20. Like, and then that's $20 less they have to spend on their night, whether it's to have a drink or buy a T-shirt or what have you, right? So we want to give options, man. Hoodstock is about trying to give back to the entire music community. We've all been getting fucked out of our entertainment for a couple of years now with COVID and everything else that's happened. So if we can turn a small profit and create big opportunity, and in time create big profit, that's what we're after, man. This is not a non-profit. I won't joke around with anybody that thinks it is. It's not. It is a for-profit business that is trying to pay equally and divide the slices properly. And right now, it's working for the ones that are involved, and for the ones that hasn't worked for, they're not involved. So it's not my concern.
I feel you, man. And now that I know you have the whole printing company, I might hit you up because I need merch.
Yeah, we do all of it, man. I mean, I do all my T-shirts, which is easy enough. I get the screens out of.
Well, I've seen it before. I liked it. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Definitely
high level.
Dope on the artist wall, but I definitely need to cop something when you're down here for sure.
Yeah, I'll be rolling with the totes, man. Last time we were on tour, I had a dozen totes worth of clothing and ended up selling a bunch of clothing that way. And
that's what makes like that next to ticket sales. If you're really selling tickets for your shows, next to ticket sale, merch is the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm. Merch might even be bigger than ticket sales.
No doubt. No doubt.
And unless you're getting a guarantee from the club, then it's a different story. On some of the shows when we were on that last tour, we had guarantees. So you're like, all right, well, we got a rack from the club for sure. We know we got that 1,000. Now let's see what we can do at the merch booth. And then some nights you're like, oh shit, we did 1,500 at the merch booth too. And you're like, well, shit. And realistically, if you're making your own stuff, you should have a healthy profit margin. And that means you just did really well for your show. If your goal was 1,000, you crushed your goal, right? But if you don't have clothing, and for me, we tag and bag it and do a lot of extras that I won't give the secrets away on because I worked hard and spent money and lost money and ruined shit learning those secrets. So they're mine. But that's what's up, man. It's nice to have a little bit of extra creative control. And shouts out to J&J Embroidery in Victoria for doing all my embroideries. Other than that, everything else is done in-house, man. I do all my ordering of my screens. I'll do a live one day where I'm pressing up a bunch of shit and you guys can see tight quarters, but diamonds are made by being compressed, so diamond me.
There you go, man. And I know you have a new video out, right, called Millionaire?
100%. That's the biggest drop yet. If you haven't seen that, posted YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I took a different approach this time, man. I didn't just put it on YouTube. Yeah, I didn't just put it on YouTube and then let the apps hide the algorithm or hide the link via algorithm. Instead, I put it on, and I'm going to put all my videos. I'm starting with tomorrow morning. I'll be putting another video on my latest video, Gutter Before Millionaire. I'm going to put that on YouTube or on Facebook and Instagram and just let it keep marrying that way. And I'm just going to keep posting every couple of months. The video will get reposted like that. YouTube ain't making me any money. The money I'm making on music right now is already established at some level. Would I like to add YouTube? Sure, but I'm not popular enough yet, dude. I have 500 subscribers. Yeah. My need to fucking go and buy. I'm going to go buy 5,000 subs. But it's not going to make any money because you're still only getting 1,000 views, right? Exactly. So fuck, if you got 20,000 followers, this kind of shit where artists will buy these follows and likes just so they can jump on stage and be like, yo, my video did 30,000 views overnight. It's like, no, it
No,
didn't. No, it
no,
didn't.
bro. It's ridiculous. The conversation is so prominent in the scene nowadays that it's almost sickening.
Yeah, buddy of mine sent me a screenshot of an artist. I'll leave him nameless because it's what he deserves to be. And it it
Fake names.
fucking it it shows all the views is like 40,000 and like 600 and something, and then the likes are like 34. And my video that I'd put out the same time had like 700, 600 views and had like 35 likes. So I'm like, all right, there's 650 real views, the same amount of likes I had. And my buddy that sent me the screenshot goes, I think he forgot to put likes in his cart. He only bought the views.
It's true, man. Like you can tell by the ratios and shit. Like it's so obvious, and it's just sad. Like the people who are like the
Obvious to us. It's
people
obvious
who have
to us.
500,000 views.
They're like, yo, it's so popular. Yeah. My boy's got 50,000 views overnight, and they just want to, fucking beat the drum of it. And you're just like, damn, man, making fools out of people.
It's funnier when they're like, they already have like these bot views. It's like 500,000 views on their video or whatever, and they're still telling people, go like and comment on my video. And I'm like, why? Why though?
Yeah,
you have
exactly.
views.
Half a milli, that's officially the point where you just keep posting and you stop trying to ask people to go watch it because you already got the fan base, right? So
that's why I'm like, you guys make yourselves look like clowns on purpose. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, it's the music business, man. It's like I get, I am an SEO expert. Hit me up, this, that, and the other. It's nonstop on this shit with the, on Instagram especially. But people that are like, do you want to grow your Instagram? Do you want to grow your YouTube? And it shows me, oh, buy 5,000, on Instagram, buy 2,000 likes. It's just like, they're vanity metrics. They don't matter. You know what I mean? And people that are buying them, it's just simply for the ego inflation. It's to make yourself feel bigger, and it doesn't do anything. Nope. So it's one of those things where I'm not a sucker for that shit. I'm not falling into the trap. I celebrate my wins while I'm going up hundreds every week, or like 100 every week and a bit right now on my Facebook page. Yeah. That's awesome. Chasing 6,000. I know that they're organic because I have interaction every day in the hundreds, right? So at least 10% of my fan base on there interacts on a daily basis. That's pretty deep, it's better than a lot of people are getting. Yeah, definitely. No, and I watch your thing grow itself. Like I've witnessed it. So like I mean, like there's no front. Like I mean, and I'm from I'm from the era still, and so are you, from before this whole streaming era. Totally.
Like, people couldn't buy views and shit. It was all like whether you had your shit on MySpace and people were running it up there, or you're out bootlegging your CDs all day.
Yeah, and trying to get on the radio. And then
yeah, exactly. You had two platforms. You had two platforms. You had a stage, you had the radio, or you had TV if you were lucky.
100%. And then I learned the whole like, oh shit, when I learned how to get into, I was in radio broadcasting, and I learned what it costs to break a single and how people are doing payola to get their shit played on radio. And that's why you're not getting played no matter how dope your music is. And I'm hoping that's true, because I'm about to send Millionaire's radio edit out tonight to every college station across the country. Yo, Mike Karloff, what's up, man?
I got he's out here. If you don't hear back from him, let me know and I'll hit them for you.
Well, I'm gonna slap it out there because I got the edit. All I say I don't give a fuck about opinions and perspective. All that shit overrated. How I made it, it's a blessing. So I say fuck and shit. So I have that bleeped out, no biggie. And then that'll be the edited version. I'm gonna send it with the video. The video is not edited; it's just the full version. And then that should start getting spun. I'm gonna have to ask people to call their local radio station and request it, and I'll have it sent to them. Apple, Spotify, MP3, and the.
I'll promote it on the Facebook and all the time whenever you need something. I got you.
Nope, I appreciate that. I'm just gonna make a little file of the video, the promo, all that shit, right, and just send it out as a pack.
When you post the videos on Facebook, I know you have the Millionaire one up there now. I'll share that when we get offline here. But when you post the gutter one next, I'll make sure to share that on the page here and there.
It'll go up in the morning. I try to post in the morning, probably 11-ish your time or something like that.
Sounds good. All right, so whenever you have something new coming out or you want to discuss something, man, feel free to come on the show. I wanted to have you on for an introduction. Now, you're always welcome on, man, anytime. I like having guests, reoccurring guests, having them on, telling people about everything new happening. But finally, now Fleshing Fur joins. What a guy.
Ah, there he is. What's up, F?
Last minute, Johnny.
I think FNF is jumping on with Zalia for that Dave East show too, so he's part of the
that's a dope duo to jump on that show.
Yeah, it's gonna be a dope show, man. Between that one, the Wicket Hall, Sticky Wicket, and then that, and hopefully more of them kind of shows that are that caliber start getting brought out here again to our end of the rink, because I know you guys get a lot of them, and it's thanks to PJ and ITA are doing a bunch of it.
Yeah,
but
so is Robbie G.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he is totally credits due. He's doing the Mad Child show. Their tour there, they got like 65 shows or some crazy shit.
Big ass tour, man.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take our piece of the pie out here on the island, and then start running across the country a little bit, and dipping in on some of our friends. Kripal obviously is a good ally of ours in Alberta, and Terrell out in Vancouver, and the island obviously we got the lock and the key for. So that's it's good, man. And then once we get out there to Ontario, a bunch of folks out there to mess with, and Smoking Ink in Montreal, as I said, my boy there, and Hinch. Are you put up on Hinch yet? Hinch is out of Fredericton. You ever heard of him?
I've heard of him. I haven't gotten familiar with him personally yet, but I will.
And Fritz the Wolf out of Alberta as well. Nixon out northern Alberta. And then when we get out east in Halifax area, there's a couple artists out there, and might even have to get linked up with Quake Matthews there.
Yeah, Quake's the dude, man. Quake's supposed to be on the show soon, too. That's my guy. I love Quake. Ever since Quake and KO, man, that shit was classic.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Well, shit. I'm down to join you again soon, man. I'll have a few things going on, and once we do this tour poster in the next week or two, we'll holler at you, and we can talk about exact venues and exact dates on where some of your come out and see Details and the Hoodstock team live.
For sure. Anything you want to say to anybody before you go, bro?
Hey, I just want to thank everybody that's rolling with Details. If you're on Instagram at Details250, if you're on Facebook, it's Details Music. Do I have anything I want to say? When I come to your city, if you want to see the dopest show that you haven't seen yet from an artist that is going to be very well known come the new year, you come see Details and Mr. ESQ. We're going to pop the fucking roof off every building we step into, starting as a warm-up with Dave East on July 20th and 21st. My man Flesh and Fur will be there in Victoria. If you need tickets out west, $45 instead of 50-something, you holler at your boy. Big shouts out, man. I got nothing but love for the platform. Hanley, you're a good man. I'll see you guys.
Thank you, brother. And thank you, everybody, for joining episode 86 of Car Chats. I'm your man, Hanley. If you're not following me, give me a follow. If you're an artist, hit me up. We'll do an interview. If you're not following Details, hit him up, like you said. Follow him on all platforms, stream of music, and be sure to tap in with him. And if you're around any areas that he's performing at, make sure you cop a ticket. And definitely be in touch soon, my dude. Appreciate you coming on.
Florida, she's saying. Don't worry, it's on it to do. And Mike Carolot, you nailed it, bro. It's your boy D, and I'm all the way out of here. All right, peace out.
Peace, brother.